forward, especially at the Senior Bowl.
I know you're going to that, right? So tell us who you're looking at.
Are you guys going?
Nah, we're not this year. Hopefully we can get a flight out there next year.
That sounds like a plan. I'll have to meet you guys out there next year.
Definitely, 100%.
Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, I like that question a lot because there's a lot of talent. I've been doing research pretty much since I got home from work today. So,
perfect time.
There's a lot. There's a lot of fun names and everything. But, an interesting one, he actually just I don't know why, but, he won't be at the Senior Bowl now. Yadni Kajust, the offensive tackle out of West Virginia, just very – I just felt like he was probably the best offensive tackle that was going to be in Mobile. So that's, disappointing. I think he was somebody that you could watch out for as, in case that, they wanted to move, Note Boom to guard or, something like that. He's definitely an interesting piece. But I really think you should be looking at free safety or whatever you want to call him, safety, cornerback. He can do it all. Nasir Adderley out of Delaware. This guy's an absolute stud. He kind of reminds me a little bit of John Johnson, has kind of that chip on his shoulder that I really like. I think the Rams need to move on from LaMarcus Joyner at the end of the year. I don't think Joyner has really held up his end of the bargain, $11 million with the franchise tag. I love Marquis Christian. He's a friend of the podcast, so I wouldn't mind if he got a shot. I think Blake Countess, the fifth rounder from the Eagles that they basically stole, put on their practice squad, and then he's been on the team ever since. I think he's definitely a guy that can come in there and compete in that role. I think Earl Thomas is a guy that they could look at in free agency. There are options, but I definitely like Nasir Adderley. I hope that he doesn't go early. I was actually very excited to see Deontay Thompson from, I believe that's his name, from Alabama declare, because I feel like that'll push Adderley down the first round. So when the Rams are picking 32nd, they'll be able to grab him. So, that's basically my take. I really like Adderley. There's some other guys, but I really, overall, I think that's really the one guy that I want that's at the Senior Bowl, because the other guy I would say that's not at the Senior Bowl, I would say is TJ Hawkinson, who just declared Iowa tight end. I know they have Gerald Everett. I know they have Tyler Higbee, but I think you're looking, you missed your opportunity. I was literally screaming at the Rams to draft George Kittle. Everyone knows that. They missed their opportunity. I think they can get somebody similar in TJ Hawkinson who can really do it all. He's a great blocker, phenomenal route runner. He's got some, long speed deficiency, if you want to call it that. But the problem is, guys, his biggest issue is we don't know what his red flag is. Like, he doesn't have it.
He's an Iowa tight end.
So
they're really reliable.
All right, man. On that note, why don't you go ahead and plug your social channels and let people know when your next podcast is and all that stuff. Shameless plug time.
All right. Well, shameless plug. Hey, guys, I really appreciate you having me on, as always.
No worries, man.
It's always a pleasure. And I think you guys are doing great work. I was just listening to our old podcast from back when you had me and Bob Garcia on.
Yep.
So, that was fun. But no, I appreciate it. You guys can find me at downtownrams.com. At JK Bogan DTR is my Twitter handle. At Downtown Rams is the Downtown Rams Twitter handle. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram as well. And the podcast, the Downtown Rams podcast, will be coming out. It's 11:56 my time on the East Coast, so it'll be coming out before midnight on your side. So
okay, perfect.
We'll just go with that.
Perfect lead in.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, man. Well, best of luck this weekend, and best of luck on the show, and best of luck at the Senior Bowls. Great catching up. We'll be in touch again soon.
Absolutely.
Go Rams.
That sounds like a plan, man. You guys take care.
All right, peace.
Peace.
Yeah, man, that was Jake from Downtown Rams, man. Shout out to him for once again calling in with some great Rams insight.
There you go, Jackie, wherever you're listening. Don't even bother us with anybody else. We got your Rams covered.
And the best thing about that conversation, man, is I feel like just completely as a whole from where we were in August, both me and Kenny have gotten better interviewing, and he also got better, you know, giving his takes and giving his insights. So shout out to all of us independent creators trying to make it out here. One more round of applause, man. Which I'll get to later on my control segment. But yeah.
Shout out to Muhammad Ali.
On that note, man, you already kind of led into the draft and stuff like that. So why don't you go ahead and give? Why don't we go ahead and give?
We can talk about the
we got to talk about. Okay, you want to talk about that, or you want? Let's talk about college football. We can get to the AFC when we get to the championship after the next guest.
Cool.
All right, man. So you want to start with Hurst, or you want to start with the championship game and the fallout from that?
Hurst as in
Hurts. I'm sorry, Jalen Hurts.
Okay, Jalen Hurts, cool. Well, championship game, cheap ass Donald Trump.
Shout out to the government. Shout out to all you guys who aren't getting paid but still working. Y'all are the real MVPs, and that's why we're supplying free entertainment for you tonight.
And shout out to all the dumbass people that voted for him and now getting all your benefits taken away. Enjoy poverty,
including the vets.
I hope it tastes good. I hope the poverty and stupidity on your part. How can you be belligerent and ignorant at the same time?
Bruh.
Yeah, man. So pretty much, as I think a tweet put it, these players, you know, work their asses off, struggle all year long, can't have jobs, can't be influencers,
can't be paid.
And while their coach is making $8 million, they beat the juggernaut that is Alabama. And what is their celebrationary dinner? The same 4x4 they've been eating and surviving on as we are all season long.
Bro, they got a nasty Big Mac, a cold Big Mac on a probably fine china plates with those long ass wax candles.
Dog, he could have sprung for the number 6 at Wendy's. He could have went to Chick-fil-A.
He could have got Hood Chinese, bro.
He could have got Hood Chinese. And there's so many other things.
Hood Chinese.
He might have gained like a percentage point if he would have gone Hood Chinese.
Bro, I would have said
from me.
Like I said, he could have went to Rallies, bro. There's a Checkers in DC. You could have went to Checkers, bro. At least if you're gonna give me fries that won't like die in 10 minutes, give me some Rallies food. And I know the ice cream machine didn't work. They probably didn't have no desserts back there.
Nah, man, definitely not.
How you gonna have Wendy's and all this other shit? You know, Wendy's. I've never been to a Wendy's where the ice cream machine didn't work.
That's like we actually have. I just think you probably blacked it out from your memory.
It's probably like a one-off. Like,
yeah, it was definitely
a total one-off.
It was probably like 10-15 after the podcast in the room.
And they probably just didn't want to give us Frosties.
Yeah, because they probably ran out the 50-cent joints.
Was it the Northridge one?
Yeah.
Okay, there's a Chick-fil-A next to them, so there you go.
Now there is. But yeah, man, the other thing I wanted to talk about as far as college football, something
Norms is coming to Northridge.
Yeah, something you've been monitoring really since the jump off of like this time last year. Jalen Hurts, the one of the biggest free agents of the college football,
if not ever.
Ever, yeah, pretty much.
He's the test case that all test case will be looked at from here on going forward.
He's officially committed to Oklahoma as a graduate student. Yep. He announced it on the Players Tribune, basically saying he was happy about his time in Alabama. He enjoyed winning rings. He enjoyed the experience.
And getting a degree.
And I believe it was PR or journalism, something like that. PR
so
communications.
He's a smart man.
Your thoughts on that, man? It's finally time to get your shots off.
He should be honored and respected as a legend as far as Alabama athletics goes. Personally, I would have made this move a year ago.
Yeah,
because it's Tua's team. That's why they didn't really put him in the championship. It was Tua's team. But that's what he wanted to do. He's in Oklahoma. I think that's a perfect spot because his weaknesses are as a passer, and Lincoln Riley, I think, will develop him as a passer as best he can, but also use his athletic ability. So that's a win for him. Oklahoma also did they've done this a couple times. They were really trash by blocking Austin Kendall, the backup quarterback. No, I think it's Kendall Austin. I can't remember. One of those two. One of those orders. But they blocked his transfer to West Virginia, and then under scrutiny, They reversed their decision and unblocked his transfer request. So now he's at West Virginia, which honestly I think is a better spot for him anyway. Oklahoma is just becoming that school where if you're a transfer quarterback, I think Tyree Jackson out of Buffalo personally should have went to Oklahoma, but that's just me. But, you know, he declared for the NFL draft. So when I look at quarterbacks like a Jalen Hurts, it's really important that you pick the right school. And this goes for all recruits. You really need to pick the school where you know you're going to play. Alabama isn't the only school that's in the NFL draft. Our last guest, Jake, you just talked about a safety out of Delaware. So if you can make it, you don't have to go to Alabama to be successful.
True.
And I think a lot of cats waste their eligibility and get caught up in the hoopla of recruiting. I want to see how many of those Oregon cats are still at Oregon in 3 years. Look at USC. How many guys from their 2016 recruiting class have all transferred? The number 99, the defensive end, the African dude who went to Sarah, was a 5-star outside linebacker. He's transferring. Losing a bunch of cats. Losing recruits. But that's just because they're dumb and they didn't get the right coach, offensive coordinator. But when it comes to the Jalen Hurts situation,
is he going to win the Heisman?
No, but I think he'll be in consideration. Oklahoma's defense is terrible. People have to remember that. And Kyler Murray,
are they going to be relevant?
They'll be relevant. It's the Big 12. There's only 10 teams, and it's the Big 12. Oops, did I say that? The cat's out the bag. Shout out to the Big 12 for being cowards by not letting Houston in. Remember, Houston was on a run for a couple of years. Yeah. And imagine if Houston was in the Big 12 because, they're in Houston.
Shout out to DJ
Texas.
Shout out to Travis Scott.
Shout out to Bun Beef. Man, F Travis Scott.
Shout out to DJ Screw.
Don't get me started on Big Boy, but whatever. Shout out to, was it Slim Thug? I think Slim Thug's from Houston.
He is.
Yeah, there you go.
The original boss.
Yup.
Before Rick Ross.
Yup. And Slim Thug.
Star Trek.
Yup, man. That song he did with Beyonce was really dope. But anyway.
You need to stop hanging around with the thugs and the wanksters. Something like that.
Yeah. I think it was Check Up on it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was Check Up on it.
Wasn't that in the Pink Panther movie?
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah.
It was fine. Man. And then he had another one, Star Trek, with Pharrell. I ain't here to trick or treat. I ain't here to take my deed. Something. I ain't heard of that. Whatever. Anyway.
Back when I messed with Pusha T and Malice.
First off,
formerly known as Clips.
You're gonna show Pusha T some respect because he made Drake.
He
made Drake bleed. Okay?
I will at Coachella when I'm trolling my friend C's.
I'm not gonna be at Coachella.
C's, you know why? You know what you were hiding from the group chat.
Oh man, that was rude. Damn.
So I will be live streaming that just out of petty and disrespect to him.
You better be like near the stage when Her comes on. I want to hear the song Fate. Her's amazing. But anyway,
I'll be wearing a mask like her too because I'm ugly.
She's not wearing a mask and she's not ugly. So that woman, Gabby, is gorgeous. You are black on crack. Sorry. But anyway. When it comes down to a lot of these transfers, like Tate Martell, he was in that, I think it was an Amazon series, but they had, or it might have been, no, it was Netflix, where they had Jake Fromm was in it too. They had quarterbacks who were won the state title the senior year. He got a huge social media following. He has some Johnny Manziel to him as far as flair and pizzazz. But he's a 5-star QB out of Bishop Gorman High School where they won the state title with Bubba Bolden and another dude, his former teammate. Miami got 3 transfers this week, and they kept Jeff Thomas, the troubled receiver or disgruntled receiver out of Illinois, who was going to transfer to Illinois. Said, "No, I'm not going to transfer to Illinois." Manny Diaz already doing a great job as the University of Miami head coach, keeping Jeff Thomas, their best offensive player and a speed demon, getting Bubba Bolden, former 4-star safety out of USC. USC did him dirty with the whole investigation and the athletic council or whatever suspending him for something that seems really sketchy. Seems like he was innocent and kind of just got blackballed or whatever. Some